Adrian Harper says, hey guys, I have a question regarding Web 2s. I recently bought 50 Tumblr accounts from a gig on Fiverr, but they didn't come as separate accounts. Ooh, there was a main account and several accounts under that, which isn't really good. And I don't think for linking to a money site to boost rankings, is there a way to separate these accounts so they don't immediately get banned? Also, somewhere read that you were able to log in the numerous Tumblr accounts to add content and personas using Browseo and didn't need any proxies. Is this correct? Thanks, guys, and keep up the good work, Adrian. Okay, Adrian, I'm not 100% sure about the process for transferring an account in Tumblr, like a blog from one Tumblr account to another. It's probably possible. I would just contact Tumblr support to ask them. Like, just pitch it, when you ask them as if you were transferring the blog to somebody else, and just say, like, what's the process for doing that? Is that possible? Find out if that's possible, because yeah, I agree with you. If you buy 50 expired Tumblrs and they're all under one account, that's, to me, is useless. Like, you might be able to get some out of it, but the problem is if one of your sites gets terminated or banned, it could likely pass to that entire account and you'd lose everything. I don't know that for sure, guys, because I don't typically set up my accounts that way, but I would assume that that one profile could get banned, which would kill all of the blogs under that profile. I don't know if they keep it separate or not, if Tumblr does. Okay.
Yeah. I would assume that you're right. Like, if you think, like, when in doubt, just don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't gone that far as to create several sub accounts within the same Tumblr account. But as if in doubt, just in case, undo it.
Yeah. I mean, I've created 3 or 4 blogs under one profile, but I've never, like, it's typically that's only because they're in different industries type stuff. So I'm using them for different purposes. But, yeah, if you're basically like trying to use several Tumblr accounts as like basically a Web 2 PBN or something to link to your money sites, I would not have them all coming from the same account, number one. Okay. As far as Tumblr accounts and Browseo, yeah, guys, the thing about using proxies for Browseo, like for creating accounts and stuff like that, guys, that is no longer such an issue. It used to be a few years ago where you didn't want to create a bunch of accounts from the same. No longer the case because of public Wi-Fi has just basically, it's blanketed everywhere. You know what I mean? So there are always dozens, hundreds, even thousands of people on the same IP. Think about it. And so all logged into the same type of accounts, and it doesn't flag everybody's account because it's the same IP. So it's no longer an IP issue, as it not like it used to be anyways. Why it's important, why you can do that with Browseo. Here's the thing. If you were to go clear Firefox through the normal, clear cache and cookies process and run CCleaner and do all that stuff, and then log into an account with a fresh browser, like virgin white fresh, browser, that looks unnatural. So if you do that and then you log back out, clean your cache and cookies, and then log back in through the same IP to another account with a fresh browser, and you do that a couple of times, you can absolutely flag your IP for that kind of activity, for spammy activity, which could cause accounts to be terminated or to be require re-verification, all that kind of stuff, because you're sending a lot of unnatural signals to that platform that you keep logging into with the fresh browser under new accounts. Does that make sense? However, if you've got Browseo or any tool that does that, I think another one is called Ghost Browser or something like that. Whatever tool you have or app that will do that for you, you can still log in underneath the same IP, but each browsing session keeps its history. So there's cookies that are accrued, and there's, history as to what sites have been visited, and what searches have been done, and what links have been clicked on, that kind of stuff. And so those kind of histories and those cookies that accrue start to build up a profile. Even if it's under the same IP, it doesn't matter, because each IP or each profile is going to have a slightly different history. And that looks natural because people do that, but typically people don't clear their browser every time they log in. And think about a public Wi-Fi, not 15 people in any public Wi-Fi spot are going to clear all their cache and cookies and then log into their account from that same IP. Does that make sense? So, but there could be 15 people logged into Tumblr from the same IP because they're all different accounts. So my point is just acting more natural is the way to do it, even if it's from the same IP. And that's why, like, I use Browseo all the time, but I have some select accounts that are assigned to dedicated proxies. that I still use today because they've been set up and they've accrued browsing history over the last 2 years now, really. But all my new accounts that I set up in Browseo, they all just run right through my IP, guys. I don't care about the IP problem anymore because I'm building up profiles that have their own history and their own search habits and their own, likes and themes and all of that stuff. And it's all done through my same IP, which is okay, in my opinion. I've never had any problems with it. Does anybody have anything to say differently about that?
No, not about that, but I do as far as the original question. And you should be able to transfer the different accounts of the different blogs. You'd have to go into Tumblr and create the new account that you're going to transfer to, and then you send an email from the blog that you're looking to transfer to that new account to join, right, to that email to join your blog, and then you can make that person an admin, and then you can eliminate yourself from it. I'm pretty sure. Google it, because I'm sure that somewhere in YouTube and somewhere in Google, it will be explained exactly how it's done. But the gist of it, if I remember it correctly, that's how it's done. I did it before with some stuff that I got crossed up. I added about 5 different blogs, and that's how I did it. I just started a new one and figured out how to transfer the ownership. But you don't really transfer ownership. You make someone an admin, and then you eliminate yourself from that. And by doing that, it makes that new blog or that new Tumblr account the administrator.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Just go to YouTube and search. I guarantee you'll find it. Or go to Google and search the videos tab, because that has a much better search functionality than YouTube does. So.